Now, New Zealanders will have an easier and direct pathway to Australian citizenship from later this year. It's a decision that many New Zealanders in Australia have been waiting for.
Now, we spoke to Joanne Cox, who is the chair of Lost Kiwis. That's a group that campaigns for the fair treatment of New Zealanders living in Australia. And I began by asking her whether she thought this would change or encourage more Kiwis to migrate to Australia.
It ebbs and flows over the decades. It tends to be that when New Zealand's economy is doing better, as would be the case at the moment, and Australia is not doing so well, and then it flips, and then Australia becomes economically stronger and more attractive to New Zealanders. So it moves both ways. So I don't imagine this is going to cause a massive influx, partly because the fact many New Zealanders aren't aware of what the case was with the special category visa being a temporary visa and what you were not entitled to. And now that's changed. There probably will be education around it, and people will come to understand how much better it is now that they are on an equal footing with all other New Zealanders in Australia.
Now, Joanne, as I understand it, you've had dual citizenship since 2015. But what about the other New Zealanders who are waiting on this announcement? What does it mean to them?
Oh, it means an awful lot. We have a lot of supporters on our Facebook page and people who contact us via email and our social media and who are desperate to get citizenship. People who have lived here for up to 20 years. The changes happened in February 2001, so that's really 22 years. It just gives them a fair, affordable pathway to citizenship to the country that they call home. So there's a huge cohort of New Zealanders we refer to as the Lost Kiwis, who have not had a pathway to citizenship since February 2001 when the special category visa was made a temporary visa. So this really just flicks the switch and gives them all access to a fair pathway.
There are some prerequisites, though, that these applicants would have to fulfil. Do you see any other obstacles that might be in the way to gaining citizenship for them?
No, not really. They've basically made all New Zealanders in Australia equal. There are no magic dates, cut-off dates, barriers. They just have to meet the usual character criteria and they pay the fee and apply. I mean, it's pretty open and shut case. If you want citizenship, you can have citizenship as long as you've resided here for 4 years and have good character and you pay the fee, which is approximately 500 Australian dollars. That's just amazing.
Explain to us why it is that New Zealanders would want to become Australian citizens.
Well, for many New Zealanders, they just elected to make Australia their home. They may already have family here, whānau in this country, and they have, as I've said, made their lives here. They're raising their children, they have businesses, they have careers, and this is where they want to be. They've lived here for a long time and they've just not actually had a pathway to citizenship. Some 350,000 New Zealanders estimated to be locked out of that pathway, but now they basically all have a pathway.
Are there any costs that are involved in terms of applying for citizenship? And I'm presuming there would be some sort of income tests or health checks, perhaps?
No, there's no the New Zealand 189 stream permanent visa that was started in July 2015. That did have income threshold, but this visa does not. It just means that everyone is able to apply, meeting as long as they meet the usual criteria for citizenship itself. There is no health condition on it, and that's reflective of the fact that New Zealanders are able to access Medicare. They pay the Levicare Medi with their taxes, and under the reciprocal healthcare agreement between Australia and New Zealand, New Zealanders continue to receive Medicare, hospital treatment and other medical care under that agreement. However, if anyone had a serious health issue that might preclude them from becoming a citizen and they were denied, that New Zealander is able to still reside in Australia and receive that medical care and health care, but not be able to become a citizen. So this way it just means that they actually do have a pathway to remain in the country that they call home and become a citizen of Australia.
All right, Joanne, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much for your time.
Joanne Cox there of Lost Kiwis, obviously very happy with the recent announcement.
Indeed, I'm sure lots of others would be as well.